work that way almost
every time.
Every time.
Right.
If you look at our team, we just have the best team. We have the best people.
Right.
So we have a lot of fun.
I understand.
No drama. All the effort, all the sweat is toward being productive, and not a lot of the foolishness that I've witnessed in Atlanta.
Right.
So,
I think a lot of
a city like Atlanta, I got really lucky with the team that we're developing so far.
Absolutely. I know some people that come here or are here, have been here when they do business, it's a little bit jaded because you see the excellence, you see these people in different positions that are doing great things. And they don't look like how it looks around the country, but also you hear about these horror stories of people not doing what they say they're going to do or selling pipe dreams and stuff like that. So it's a blessing to be able to see, the things you've been able to do in not so long amount of time in a city like this. Yeah,
people used to ask me what's my biggest issue, and I used to say, the suspension of disbelief. I even told my brother I was going to start a car company, and he started laughing.
Wow.
They were like, well, I know you're crazy, but now you're really crazy.
Especially when you say electric car company.
Yeah, electric car company. So you're going to compete with Tesla. Okay, my brother has lost it, But,
we're here.
Go on.
Now we're here.
We go on. I'm sure. Right.
I'm going to take that wholeheartedly. Especially, I mean, we left, and it's not a secret of our story, we left a major platform, an FM platform, and stepped out to do this, and it's been, just trying to do it and making sure we do it in a way that's respectable and holding up our characters while we're on air. Bringing people like you on is definitely a plus, because we want to share these stories. We want people to be inspired. It's 1 million people out here right now that want to get started, but we're thinking they needed that $1 million. I need to have it all perfect before I get started. And you may have given them the inspirational nugget to just live their dream.
Absolutely. There is no perfect plan.
Yeah.
You just have to start the plan. Of course, there are going to be mistakes, but business is really not about what you know before you go into the business.
Okay,
I'm sure you'll recognize is what you learned and innovated once you started this is what has you here. It's not what you knew before you started the station.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you had the industry knowledge. But still, to do what you have to do, you have to learn something new in your business every day. So every day we wake up, it's a new business every day.
Yes.
Because, the business is always changing and growing. So it's a new business every day.
And I see how you guys are really fluid in the business, too, because I see that you looked at almost every part that an automotive industry would have, and then you say, okay, well, maybe we can go, we're going into this, and we're doing it our way. You've got the trucks for, the state-to-state and shipping and logistics. You got the scooters for the inner city people that may want to do deliveries or just the kids that need to get around and move around. You got the bikes. They look like nice motorcycles. You know what I mean? So
it's that, but also, from a strategy perspective, number one rule of business is to stay in business. All right. Okay, well, you have to have money. As a startup, you're either out begging for it or you're making it.
Yes.
So, all these things, they make money.
Yes.
You know
they do.
I mean?
And they help people make money.
And it helps people make money.
Right.
And so I grow my circle, which means I grow my influence.
Yes.
And then you have capital to get you to that next phase.
Yes.
Again, I'm not trying to have $1 million every day.
Right.
I just need to have the money to do what I need to do that today.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the trucks and the bikes and all these kind of things, they help provide capital.
Yeah.
As you sell and grow, provides credibility.
Right.
And then you just create that success cycle.
Yeah,
you do something well, people acknowledge it, people reward it, and it's just level by level by level. And then a lot of things we're doing is kind of asymmetric, so we show new cars, but I've been explaining to people since the very beginning, I'm actually going to make the most money retrofitting gas cars to electric.
We definitely want to talk about that because that's when I say you put the shock value in electric cars.
Yeah.
I've seen you in some really cool cars, and I'm like, that's electric, and he was able to convert that. So you got tons of people, there's tons of TV shows out here with those retro cars and those Mustangs and muscle cars, and they're like, man, I want to bring it to the new era.
But we're going to turn that into an industry. Mass produce these things. Governments all over the world, they want to solve the climate problem.
Right.
The U.S., we consider ourselves a leader. You look at things like what the governor of California did. He's going to outlaw new gas cars, in 10 years. But you notice he didn't say anything about used cars.
Right, at all.
it's over 300 million used cars on the road.
Right.
So if you want half the cars on the road to be electric by 2050,
yeah,
and there's 300 million cars on the road,
we had to recycle a little bit.
That's 150 million cars.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't make that many new cars. So if you really want to attack this, you're going to have to attack the existing fleet.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to get retrofitted on steroids.
Yeah.
And especially with our technology in it, because our technology also eliminates what's called range anxiety.
Yes.
You know, our little generator, it gives you a backup, what we call a backup parallel charging system.
Yes.
So you can plug in
if
you in a convenient spot to plug in.
Right.
But if not, my generator will turn on and convert fuel to electricity to charge the battery.
Right.
It doesn't drive the car. It's just a generator. All it does is make electricity. So it's almost like having a little microgrid inside the vehicle.
Right. It's almost like if I'm at home, my power cuts out, but I have my house hooked up to a backup generator. That generator's gas powered.
It's the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely understand.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
understand.
It's the same thing.
You are going to make a lot of people angry.
And also, we're going to make, I think, but we're going to make more people happy because,
yes.
you know, we communicate extensively with the Department of Transportation. And, you know, they really have the Department of Transportation really has a concern of most of Americans being left behind this EV revolution.
Yeah, people don't like change as much. And I think that this gives them actually a step to change without having to totally convert everything. Because, you know, people didn't like to go digital when it was, I can hold on to a CD and or a cassette, for a long time. Now everything's digital. Everybody had to convert. Yeah. And then second, that's what it's going to be in the automotive industry, but you're helping people take the step to get there.
Yeah, but the retro is also going to bring the cost of entry down. You know, there's all these new cars. I mean, they're beautiful. You know, they're fantastic. You know, but they cost more than $80,000. Right. You know, I think that Lucid, what is it, like $114,000.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we need people to get electric cars for $30,000.
Right.
And that's what our retro program is going to do.
That's awesome.
We think we're going to be able to, you know, in mass put cars on car lots that are fully electric that can sell for less than $30,000, which is a major initiative for the Department of Transportation as well. Yeah. They really are concerned about like black and brown people being left out of this. I mean, the average electric car buyer right now is a white male, you know, 30-something to 50-something. Right. You know, he has a house, he has more than one car. You know, that's the market. Yes. So most of America is still not on that EV train yet. Right. So we believe that with our retro program, we're going to be able to bring not just our people, but all the American
disadvantaged people and people that just need to make the next jump.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. If you can bring your car in on Monday and next Monday pick up an electric car, it's going to be pretty hot.
And it'll do wonders to your pocket.
Wonders to your pocket. And think about the jobs program. So, you know, there's a big worry that electric cars are going to put mechanics out of business. Right. So now these mechanics can learn to retrofit these 300 million cars to electric. Right. It would be a hell of a movement. The amount of revenue to be produced is in the trillions. The amount of carbon that would be taken out of the system would be probably the most in history. Right. So, yeah, retro is the future. Yeah. It's the future of the future of electric cars is retro.
It is, and you're at the front end of it.
And we're going to build it, we're going to lead it, and we're going to make sure that minority participation is extreme in this industry.
There we go. I love the initiatives and the way that you say it. It makes it actually digestible for the public, you know, because they may not all the way understand it. Okay, you can turn my car into an electric car. How do we do that? But even on the website, it's so clean and cut and clear. You know, you show the bottom, you show the chassis, you show where the car is going to sit on, and I'm sure you guys have it so that it, like you said, you bring your car Monday, you come next Monday and pick it up. You're making it so it's actually feasible for people too.
Absolutely. And so if you imagine instead of building one or two big factories, that we roll this program into every existing auto mechanic shop out there. You see what I mean? Yes. We can use all the shops that are there to specialize in retrofitting certain types of cars. Right. So the Ford dealer can retrofit Ford cars, and you know, if you work on foreign cars or Range Rovers or whatever. Right. So everybody can specialize. It's a population of 300 million cars on the road.
It's enough cars.
You know, there are another 5 million cars sitting from like flood damage and climate events. Right. There was another climate event just in Puerto Rico yesterday. It's probably another 1,000 cars. Right. So we're working to take all those cars and convert them to electric. Right. Right. You see what I mean? So it's going to be much better to reuse and repurpose existing older cars than to keep extracting, minerals from the earth.
Right.
And, because electric cars have a carbon footprint too in the production side.
Right. But it's much smaller than having 300 million cars out on the road.
Of course.
Right.
Of
I
course,
definitely understand that. So you're working with the environment on two sides.
On two sides.
Right.
And it's a jobs program.
Yeah, I see that. So you're working with the economy on two sides as well, because you're giving mechanics opportunity, like a gateway to the future where the car industry is going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like young kids who don't want to go to college or something like that, these conversion technicians, these are going to be $30, $35 an hour jobs.
Wow.
So if you could come out of high school, go into a program to learn how to retrofit,
right,
and you have an inventory of 300 million cars to work on. I mean, we couldn't convert these cars in our lifetime.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a jobs program on steroids.
Yeah. See, what you're building is something that is a keynote for just life. A man that plants a tree that he won't be able to sit on to enjoy the shade, enjoy the shade. That's what you're doing. You're planting trees that you really probably won't even be able to see, but you'll be able to help.
I'll see the little bud come out of the ground.
Right. You'll be able to help so many people.
100 years from now, yeah. Hopefully that'll be a big tree.
No, it will be.
Yeah,
it will be.
And that's the way every car in the world can be electric.
Mm-hmm.
And even in places without an electric grid, you can still have an electric drivetrain because you'll have my generator.
Yeah. That will charge the car as
it's moving. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that within itself is innovative, and I know the patent is almost here.
No, the patents are issued.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, patents are issued. We have 6 more patents pending. Mm-hmm. So we're a tech company. Right now we're doing automotive, but we're also at the forefront of developing a light-based computer, a photonic computer.
Okay.
So we're tech people.
Yeah.
That's going to be another thing that we're going to have to suspend disbelief on, that a company like ours might be the first in the world to actually demonstrate a photonic computer.
Okay.
That doesn't have to be kept at sub-zero temperatures, because you have these quantum computers, but they're very unstable. They operate at sub-zero temperatures, like 260 degrees below zero. 260 degrees Kelvin is called.
Right.
So we'll have a computer, light-based. What we've developed is a light switch.
Okay.
So we have patents where we prove that there is a magnetic field in light. Mm-hmm. Nobody believed that there was a magnetic field in light.
Right.
And that we could develop a crystal that would respond to it.
Right.
So we've developed a crystal that will respond to light. Mm-hmm. And so if you get that crystal to move, it's just, computers is just, if it's closed or open, it's a 1 or a 0.
Right.
So you just need to be able to do that at light speed, not at electron speed.
Right.
So you're talking about a generation of computers that could be 1,000 times faster than what we have right now.
Right.
So that's incredible. Of course, all that would flow back into the automobile space as well.
Absolutely.
So we're working on a range of things. And I don't have enough money for that either, but I'm taking it day by day.
Day by day. There we go. It'll get there. And the computers will follow.
And the computers will follow.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the first thing that we're going to demonstrate is not going to be a highly polished computer. I'm going to give you a rig, but it's going to be 400 or 500 times faster than anything that exists right now.
Right.
When people see that potential, then it'll attract more people to it. We'll be able to raise more money, and we'll be able to take that next step. So.
Yeah. I love that, because I even see that with the cars. Like you showed these muscle cars sitting on these convertibles, sitting on your electric technology.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes people go, wow, I could do that. Okay.
And now people know it's possible because they see one.
They see it.
You see what I mean? So if I show you a rigged up computer, but it's 400 times faster than that pretty one from Microsoft over there, again, that's credibility.
Right.
It makes more people want to get on board.
Yes. And then
so we're always about just, we're never perfect. That's what I try to tell people. We always look good. You see my shop, I always look good.
Right.
But we quite raggedy. Every day we wake up, we're trying to arrange and fix something and keep that image good. I mean, don't let the veneer fool you.
But we're able to.
Is hard.
We're able to comb their hair and keep it moving.
We get up, we do what we have to do, we keep it moving.
Right. I love it, man. You shared a lot of knowledge and a lot of inspiration right now, but you also reach back. You also honor people. You just honored C.R. Patterson for his work. How did that come about, and what did that mean to you to be able to say, hey, I wasn't the first, but this is kind of what some of my inspiration?
Well, for me, it was kind of a point. I mean, I'm a father of 2 daughters. All my friends have children. Yeah, all my friends have children. And it's not that I'm against the first black thing, the first black this, first black that. I mean, it's good. But on the other hand,
I just want to be a businessman.
it kind of make your children believe that like black men just started doing something 2-3 years ago.
Right.
So my whole point is, if you'll notice in my social feed, I'm showing lots of historical, like black excellence or whatever.
Right.
I just want people to understand, just because we were enslaved and oppressed,
Yes.
we've been out here killing it since the beginning.
Right.
We've been a part of almost everything.
Yes.
It's just no one knows about it. So calling me the first, I just wanted to say I'm not the first.
Not the first.
And
It's happened before Ford.
And while we're doing a pretty good job, this brother had his car company doing reconstruction. He couldn't walk into a diner and get a cup of coffee.
Right.
And he had a car company.
Right.
So actually, I mean, what I'm doing is not that big.
I understand.
It's not that big. I mean, it's big in a way, but I'm just saying.
It's huge, but in perspective, you understand where it started from.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where it started from.
Right.
I mean, this guy escaped from a slave camp in Virginia and started a car company.
Right.
When you couldn't walk into a restaurant.
Right.
And it's phenomenal. I mean, I just thought, you just want people to know we didn't just. I'm not a first. There've been men like we wouldn't be here unless there were men like me and like Mike and and like you. I mean,
goes on.
I just met your father, so I saw the precursor to you.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. You and I didn't start this.
Right. And like you said, you spoke of your grandmother. She's working hard to make sure everything is going on.
Absolutely.
And knowing in the South how many challenges come with that.
Absolutely.
Right. So I understand that. I definitely understand that.
And for those people who work hard like that to give us the the belief that we could go out and be us.
Yes.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. I just love the way you reach back. I love the way that you highlight, like you said, that excellence and to show people this is actually historically documented. These are people that did these things. So let me be an inspiration. Okay, but check this out. This is not new.
This is not new. That's right. And this is in you. I mean, when I'm talking to our kids, I'm telling them this is in you. This is who we are.
Yep.
This is who we are. Don't listen to the media. President Trump's right about that. I mean, the media certainly hasn't been the friend of African Americans over the years.
Absolutely not. So to have you think a certain way about yourself.
To have you think about yourself and the community thinking a certain way about you as well.
Yeah.
When we saw Cosby, we were like, a guy like that lives down the street from me. But to the rest of the world, they were like, like people are doctors?
Right.
Like, well, everybody in my family looks like Cosby.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, So that's what that's all about. So C.R. Patterson was, it just comes from that mindset of mine,
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, the whole being first thing, it's good.
Right.
But I'd rather just be successful.
Just be successful. I don't want to be a black businessman. I want to be a businessman.
I want to be a businessman.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I inspire people that look like me, I love that too.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you heard, we're about to go global now.
Yes.
So we're going to be opening up in Turkey, operation. That's turning into like a 7-country deal. We're going to be opening up in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have cars on the road around the world even before America.
Right, and that's awesome because you're already on the in the infrastructure with your cryptocurrency and stuff like that. So you'll be able to speak through the money globally.
Absolutely. Plus, we got into the whole Web3 metaverse thing because this is another thing that our community has to learn about.
Yes. Immediately.
Web3 is going to be as close to being able to print your own money legally.
Right.
As you're going to get. So it's actually a fundraising platform.
Gotcha.
It's just a way to make money. It's a way to create new assets. As we devalue our money, these digital assets are going to become more important to people's portfolios.
Right.
So it's something that, as a company, we plan to try to educate people around. So, it's important. Web3 is very, very, very important. Plus, it's an advertising platform for us.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to see us introducing scanning centers into our showrooms.
Okay.
You can come in, get these high resolution scans. If you buy a bike, we'll scan you and your bike into the metaverse.
Right.
When you get a scan, you can have these little figurines made. So, you can bring your kid in and, scan him for his birthday.
Right.
Our friend Katie Curl over here, she likes to NFT everything.
As she should.
Yeah, we tell people, watch your children. Katie,
she's going to NFT.
Katie will turn them into an NFT. So, she's going to NFT everything. But,
That's really cool work, though, man.
Everybody on the team brings something new.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And I think
people
that's a big key.
think it's me. I'm like, my job's just to round up smart people.
No, I think it's a little bit
thing,
more.
You know?
A little bit more intense than that.
I have a little input, you know, but not
like
too much. Not too much.
I like it, man. Man, like I said, just walking by the storefront and the shop and seeing the car in there, seeing the bike, seeing the mopeds, man, it's very inspiring. It definitely makes it tangible for people to see. And then hearing you speak about I can convert and then giving mechanics jobs and making something that could live on hundreds of years past today.
Absolutely. Right. And not just jobs, but businesses.
Businesses, yes.
I mean, we plan to. I said in the beginning that I thought I could use Derek Automotive to create 10,000 black millionaires. And retro is going to be a big part of that.
Yeah.
You know, these retrofit shops, they're going to be needed in every congressional district, in every city. You know what I mean?
Right. As more politicians jump in and say, hey, we don't want gas cars in our,
Absolutely. And you're going to need 2 million technicians. So, you know, kids who are not on a college track, this is a new track, not to a $12 an hour job, but to a $35, $40 an hour job. This is almost like back, you know, when the unions first became great, when you actually could make a wage that would support a family, which is what I try to explain to people. Men don't get married if they don't make money.
Right.
You know, you just don't need your wife in your ear where the money's at. As men make more money, I think it's going to make neighborhoods more stable.
Yeah, stronger family structure.
Right. You know, it's just going to be better. So the key is, just like Henry Ford said, you know, these people have to make enough money to buy my products.
Right.
So we're saying people have to make enough money to be able to support a family.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's going to make our neighborhoods stable.
Well, listen, in the neighborhoods that don't have opportunities, you see instability.
Absolutely.
And then you see crime, you see these different things, and you see frustration. And that's one of the major things, right?
Absolutely.
So if I'm not angry if I can eat and pay my bills.
You're just not. If I got a grill out back, I'm out grilling hot dogs. You know, I'm not mad at anybody.
Right.
You know, so we're going to be making, as a company, a beeline for these neighborhoods. So you're going to see us popping up in all the troubled neighborhoods, because I feel like that's where we belong, and that's where we can have impact.
Major impact.
You know, first. Yeah.
Major impact.
Yeah.
Now, I see that we intertwine artificial intelligence in a lot of things you do, especially like you just said with the scans, the NFTs, and even the cars, you know. Now, you know, me in my ignorance, artificial intelligence, I think the car's driving for me. Give me an example of what it is like in the nearest future when it comes to, you know, Derek Auto and what you guys are doing.
Well, I'm going to stay away from the autonomous driving for a while.
Okay.
Because I just think as a black company, my focus should be not creating technology that puts people out of work.
Right.
I actually want to drive the cost out of the work that people are doing. So instead of having an autonomous car, so I no longer need an Uber driver, I want to keep the Uber driver and take the gas cost to zero.
Right, and let him make more, or he or she make more money.
Let he and she make more money.
Absolutely.
So I believe that can be our place in the market for right now. The other guys are going to give you the autonomous cars. If you want them, they can do that. I'm kind of like gearing my thinking towards a population that needs our help.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think actually men working is very important.
Very important.
So I really don't get the whole let's put everybody out of work thing.
Right.
And let's give them a basic income.
No, I don't either. That's
you know what
so
I mean?
dangerous in my eyes.
You're sitting around with nothing to do.
Yeah.
No, I say let's reduce costs.
Yeah.
And what our technology does, it reduces cost of operating a vehicle. And if that savings drops right to the user's pocket, whether you be a fleet operator, or Uber driver, or a driver for Amazon.
Right.
You know, if I can take the fuel cost historically has been the biggest cost.
Right.
So if we can cut that by 2/3 and put you on an electric drivetrain,
right,
that money just falls right to the user's pocket.
Yeah, and I can see that in the logistics world as well, because I see you have the rigs and the trucks, and if those being electric cuts costs down so much, like I can actually change the market.
Actually change the market. So what we're doing there is, you know, right now we're just running regular diesel trucks to make money.
Right, right.
But what we're doing is the people who are rolling in with us, we're going to convert their trucks first.
Yes.
So not only are we a carrier, but we're also a federal broker. So we can broker other people's equipment.
Right.
So the people who are using our brokerage services are going to be first in line to have their trucks retrofit.
Right. Now,
so
how much does that affect the drive? Because we see that a lot of times when you broker a load, and I'm saying, all right, I got to have something picked up from Walmart and then move it from Arkansas to Georgia, right? fuel is going to be a heavy cost in there.
Probably about half.
Half, right?
So if you have a $3,000 load, fuel is probably, tell me if I'm right, Mike, fuel is probably going to be half that cost?
About 40%.
Wow.
Yeah, so fuel cost is 40%.
Wow.
So imagine I knock out that 40%.
Now, yeah, I could bring a lot more home.
You know,
I can cut my
that's
costs.
$1,200.
Yeah.
So let's just say I cut that down to $200. You know, that's another $1,000 in your pocket now.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you do that for 52 weeks, there's another $52,000 and your business hasn't changed at all.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what
Running
that's
the
about.
same business more efficiently and
Running the
effectively.
same business. And not only that, electric drivetrain, you're going to have fewer breakdowns because in the transportation sector, you have fuel costs, and then you have repairs.
Right.
These diesel trucks, I mean, he'll tell you, I've learned a lot about this business as I've gotten into it. These trucks break all the time. And the electric drivetrain is just going to be much more robust. You're not going to have nearly as many breakdowns.
Yeah.
And so between the money that you recover from repairs and the money that you save on fuel,
Right.
yeah, it's gonna change the industry. And I really believe that you know, I'm always knocking on wood. People think I'm crazy everything that I say, but I think we're gonna put a practical Class 8 truck on the road before Tesla. I mean, Tesla's is built already.
Right.
I don't think it's practical. You know, because
sense.
to carry 80,000 pounds, the amount of batteries that you need right now based on current battery chemistry, you just need a lot of batteries.
Yeah.
And plus, they're running these high voltage systems. You know, it's like 800 volts running through these things. It's
Yeah.
like insane. I mean,
Right.
if you...
It's almost like a bomb on wheels.
It's
I don't
just
want
like
to say
a bomb
it,
on
but
wheels.
yeah.
So actually, you know, we're developing these wheel motors that are actually high torque but low voltage. So we believe we're going to be able to run these trucks at a much smaller voltage. And so if you're pulling less volts, then you need less battery.
Right.
And then if we have our redundant backup system in there, so we
Right.
believe that we're going to be able to have what I call a practical truck.
Right. So
Might
you
not
have
be as pretty as Teslas.
Right.
Because we'd rather retrofit anyway. So you bring in your old diesel truck. Not that we don't want to sell you a new one, but
Right.
I mean, there's so many old trucks out here.
Right.
And this is a market that we can be first in.
Yes.
I mean, you know, there's not going to be another Tesla. People are like, I'm trying to be Tesla.
Right.
Or I'm trying to be Elon Musk. I'm like, wouldn't that be quite dumb?
Right.
I'm trying to be the first Derek.
Right.
Elon
Exactly.
is Elon. Tesla is Tesla.
Yes.
Everybody else to me is a Tesla too.
And nobody says that about when you talk about the traditional car industries. You got Ford, you got Mazda, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and the list goes on.
But Tesla is bigger than all of them combined.
Right.
You know what I mean? We believe with retrofitting, we believe we could be bigger than Tesla.
Right.
Because we can produce more cars.
Yeah.
I can retrofit more cars than he can produce new cars.
Absolutely.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And at a bigger profit.
And you can have a different customer base.
And a different customer base. As a matter of fact, we will have rest of the customer base because, you know, they're high-end cars.
Right.
Okay, give us the other 90%. We let them have the 10 and we take the 90.
Right.
And if we get some subsidies from the government to be able to allow our poorest people to go electric,
Yes.
then this is a business that can really make money on steroids.
Right. And it's giving back at the same time.
And it's giving back. And it's reducing carbon at a rate that's never been seen.
Right.
If we don't do something about the legacy fleet, then everything else we do is kind of like a wink and a nod. You know?
Right.
I made 5 million new electric cars, but I have 300 million old clunker, gas guzzling,
Like burning a hole in the
smoke
ozone
spewing
cars. Right.
cars or whatever, and I pretend they don't exist.
Right.
So I can have a good photo op for the media.
Right.
But we can't pretend these cars don't exist.
Right, they're there.
You know, but we're going to be here to solve that problem. So we're going to take that end, and everybody who wants to help us do that can come on down and become a retro dealer as well.
There we go. Make sure that you go to the website, Derek Automotive, right now. Follow him on Instagram and get inspired, because I know I did, you know, on his all social media platforms. Make
Derek
sure that you
W.
check those
Bailey
out.
on Instagram.
Derek W. Bailey on Instagram. Make sure you check that out. I do want to get into a segment we call Fast Four. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. You answer them however you want to answer them. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Should I drink some water first? Let me.
Yeah, go ahead. Get ready. Let me do the
Drink a
same.
little water here.
Hydrate.
Catch me off guard.
There we go. No. We don't do that here. So I've seen some of the retrofits. What is your dream car to retrofit?
Okay, I just bought it.
Okay, was that the red one?
That red Vet.
Okay, I mean, I fell for that. I was like, ooh, I like that one.
I'm like, that's my car.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking this morning about sending that car to Turkey. Once we retrofitted, I was like, nah.
No, staying here.
I'm like, no, I think I'll be driving that. And I'm a guy who doesn't like cars.
Okay. How do you get into the car industry and don't like cars?
I guess it's like being a drug dealer and don't do drugs.
Right, that's it. There you go. A lot of great barbers don't have haircuts. I understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm really not a car enthusiast. I'm a tech enthusiast.
Yeah.
You know, our tech just happens to apply to cars. I mean, I drive a 2012 Chrysler 300, you know, that I paid cash for because I don't believe in debt.
I understand.
You know, no debt. I
don't have any car notes, so I understand.
If I can't buy it, then I don't
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
But driving this Vet around, I was like, okay, now I see why people pay all this money for these cars.
I absolutely get it.
It's got a nice little rumble there. And plus the attention that you get. So we're coming out with this whole advertising campaign called Riding Retro. But, you know, the tagline is only if you can handle the attention.
There you go.
Because when you drive these retrofit cars, man, I mean, people they're just amazed that you can turn that gas car into an electric car. Or whatever.
As they should be.
Yeah.
As they should be. I get exactly what you said because I'm not a small talk person, and people go, you don't like talking to people. I'm like, I love doing what I do. I'm not really a small talk person.
Yeah.
Like, but I just saw you on stage in front of 20,000 people. That's different. All right. One thing you wish people knew about electric cars or EV without you having to explain it.
I wish people actually understood how the electric grid works, and then they would understand the importance of our technology.
Okay.
This is what people need to understand. The electric grid works like this. You know, you're going to turn some type of turbine, whether I do it with solar or windmill or whatever, or natural gas. You're basically just spinning something to create electricity. You have to boost that signal to put it up on a power line.
Yeah.
When you transmit that power, you're going to lose 20% of it guaranteed.
Right. So coming from
depending on how far you're going, the condition of those lines, you could lose as much as 40%. So cars run on a kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a kilowatt hour at the power plant. I'm going to put it up on the power lines, send it all the way down to, you know, Macon, Georgia. Now I've lost 40% of that. Right. All I'm saying is my generator will make that same kilowatt hour that you made at the power plant, but without the transmission line losses.
Gotcha.
You see what I mean?
So
if we put 10 million cars, if we put 10 million electric cars on the power grid, 20 to 40% of every kilowatt hour that you use to charge those cars is wasted. Why waste it when we can create the electricity at the point of use?
Right.
I think this is going to catch on over time.
Yeah.
If people learn that, look at the grid, how it works, then you'll see having an electric car with this parallel charging system that we have makes a lot of sense. And when people learn that, okay, you're going to have a new billionaire friend here.
Right. Now we're in big business. It's almost as if I'm on my phone and while I'm using my phone is charging itself.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
I get it. I'll get that quick so I can have a new billionaire
It's like
friend.
you have your phone plugged in.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
And our system can put as much power back in the battery as is used, and that's the key.
Right.
And so that's why we're going to be able to get this extended range.
I got you.
Yeah.
I usually ask this question. I say to people, especially in business, I say, what would you do if you could go back and tell yourself one sentence at 18? I'm not going to do that with you.
At 18?
I'm going to say 23 because that's when you first got your real estate stuff going. And you're about to make some decisions. So at 23, what do you go back and tell Derek Bailey?
Respect money.
And what does that mean to you?
Well, at 23, I imagine, okay, you're 23 years old. You know, you're making $300,000 a year. You're black in America. Well, you think you the shit.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Life shows you pretty quickly. You ain't the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have respect for money. My partners will tell you now. It's hard to get me to pay for a pack of sugar to go into a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? But I didn't respect money.
Right.
That's why I made it, lost it, made it, lost it. You know, when I had my daughter, I know, who's a big girl, she's in London right now. Yeah, you know, kids have a way of straightening you up.
Yeah.
Either they do or they don't. If they don't, then you're a lost cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, at 23, I had no respect for money.
I get it. That's a lesson a lot of people take on right now.
Could just make it. You wake up, it just keeps coming. It doesn't always keep coming.
Right, right.
You have to learn to respect money. I say money is, money is like a woman or a child. If you take care of it, it stays with you.
If you
don't take care of it, it leaves you.
It's going to cost you.
It's going to cost, and it's going to cost you.
Too.
And it's going to cost you. So that's what I would tell my young self. Yeah, if I had a little bit more respect for money then, I'd probably have more money now.
Got you.
Yeah.
Great point. Last question. Dinner with 5 people. Who are they and what are you eating? Or where? And you come from the place that everybody I ask this question, they go, well, I'm eating somewhere in New Orleans. So you come from that place. So tell me about this dinner.
Let's see. I got 5 people. It's going to be my mother, my brothers. 5's not enough.
There we go.
I'm not a celebrity dude. So it's not like, I want to have dinner with LeBron James. I could care less.
Right.
Mike Miles and Katie Curl is going to make that list before, some celebrity.
I understand.
Maybe I'll invite Barack and Michelle.
Okay, there we go.
I mean, we'll make it like a dinner for 10 or something like that or whatever. I just like my people.
Yeah.
I really don't have celebrity worship, or I really could care less.
Right.
People asking me about football. I don't even know who you're talking about because I get into businesses that I don't know that much about in the beginning. I have to spend all my time catching up with that.
Yes.
I don't have time I don't know who's on TV. I don't know about football. I don't know about basketball. I watch the Super Bowl, and I'll watch the playoffs. Yeah, but I'm not in front of the TV every Sunday. I'm usually reading.
But you can tell me about a power grid.
But I can tell you about a power grid
because I need those magnetic waves and light.
I can tell you about that. That's right. That's how I'm spending my time. That's what I'm.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That might be the best dinner party I've heard so far.
I think so.
Yeah.
The people you love, the people who love you the most is the key.
People who love
you the most. The people who love you the most. That's the dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get, like I say, Barack and Michelle to come hang out with them, that's a great party.
Well, they're on their way as soon as they retrofit their cars.
That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, Barack, I got a retrofit for you, but not the vet.
There we go. All right, guys,
but
we appreciate it, man.
Get you something else.
We've learned a lot today. I appreciate you sharing your time with us. I know it's extremely valuable. I want everybody to go check you out online and all across all your social platforms as well. And if you're in Atlanta, or some of these other countries you're going to be in soon, make sure that you guys check out Derek Automotives and everything
Atlantic Station.
They have. Yeah, Atlantic Station. I've been by there. It's right across from the movie theaters. It's impossible to miss.
That's right across from the Nike store.
Right. And he's doing some great events, too, so make sure that you tap in and stay in tune with those events, too, and check out those things in person, man. I appreciate you once again for coming.
Hey, thank you for having us, my friend.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, stay tuned on the radio side. We got another mix on the way. Definitely want to stay tuned to that on the streaming side. We will be back tomorrow with another special invited guest right here to Reec TalkCast, Reec Radio Show Live. We gone.